it's Lisa with Soulshine. And if you've heard, I'm doing a deep dive into love this 2019. I'm breaking it down month by month, a different attribute of love, using 1 Corinthians as a point of reference so that I don't have to use the internet's version of love or Hallmark's version of love or even my own version of love. I'm really going to the source here. So before I jump into that, and if you just want to jump ahead right to the meaty section, you can just jump right ahead to this time section here. But just for a few minutes, I wanted to do a little background talk as to why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I did have several people ask me my end game and my why. And several years ago, I had a gal tell me that you surround yourself with the people you feel that you are worthy of. And another way to say it is your vibe attracts your tribe, or you only love to the degree that you yourself feel loved. And I thought to myself, and it kind of more prevalently revealed itself with owning a boutique. I see so many women, such a high concentration of women that ultimately on the inside are just so very sad and worn out and feeling unloved and unlovable, that I really wanted to do a deep dive into it, just so I could understand it better, so that I could love others better, and hopefully along the way some other people would learn to love themselves better as well. But the whole concept of love others like we love ourselves, or love our God with all our heart, mind, and body and soul, and love our neighbors like ourselves. How can we love our neighbors well if we don't love ourselves well? And how can we ultimately love our God well if we don't love ourselves well? So to me, it all starts with love. And you have to love yourself. You have to love others well. So in order to do that, I'm digging deep and I'm going to the source. So each month I'm going to talk about a different attribute of love. This month is love is patient. And I don't think there's any coincidence that love is patient is first, but I'll jump into that in a minute. But each week I'm going to break it into a different application. So for me to learn well, I can't just take a concept and then wait a month until the next concept. I really have to deep dive into it each week. So each week I'm going to do a different focus. So week 1, I'm going to focus on self, myself. And then the following week, I'm going to focus on others. And then the following weeks, I will focus on God and how does He play into it. And so the first week is me, self-love. So how can I be more patient with myself? And with all of the New Year's resolutions that we're all setting, or some of us, of working out better or being a better person or drinking more water, whatever it is, whatever your resolution is, it takes time. And for me, patience is time. It reflects faith and time. So in order to be more patient, it sets up an expectation that I know things are going to get better, that I know there's a bigger hand in play, and patient implies expectation. So if you have full patience towards something, I just know it's going to get better. I put a bread in the oven. I have patience. I know in the end it's going to be cooked. That's a small thing. There's so many other big, heavy things that we as women deal with. So I think we need a double dose of patience and ultimately a double dose of love, which is why I'm doing this study. So with patience, I trust that it's going to get better over time. Gosh, if we got all of our resolutions done in one day, what's the point of having patience at all? But each day I know I'm incrementally getting better and better and better. So I'm drinking more water each day, and each day I'll drink a little bit more, and maybe tomorrow I'll do 1 sit-up instead of 0, or 2 instead of 1, and incrementally getting better and better. And patience, it seems to me, doesn't just magically land on some people. Some people do seem to have more patience than others, and maybe certain topics I'm more patient than others. But there's a lot of times I really, really want what I want when I want it. So I want to work out more and I want to be more healthy, but it takes work and I don't want to do the work and I don't want to put in the time. Maybe because I don't feel like it's worth it, or maybe I don't feel like I'm worth it, which I think is like a deeper dive, a deeper concern or issue or common thread, especially with a lot of women. They don't feel like they're worth it. But this week and this month, in order to remind myself to be more patient with myself and next week with others, I dug out an old watch, the most obnoxious watch I could find, and for some reason I always wear it upside down. So it hits into everything. So you'll hear me constantly hitting on the table. It clumps up against my jacket, but it's a good obnoxious reminder to be more patient, to slow my roll, to have more patience with myself, to be softer with myself. So when I start feeling impatient with myself this week specifically, I'm taking a deep breath and thinking, okay, it's all going to work out. It's no big deal. Just take a deep breath. In time, it'll all work out. So if you want to play along and find one of your old watches, if you still wear a watch, I certainly don't. I always look at my phone. I don't even think this works. If you wear a watch anyway, maybe switch wrists so that it's in an uncomfortable place so that it can remind you daily to be patient with yourself and to take time. So that's what I'm doing this week. So I hope that you'll play along and know that next week I'm talking about others, because I don't know about you, but I have very little patience with others at times. Sometimes I have loads of patience, but my children would say many times I have very little patience with the majority of people. Truth. So join me for next week's deep dive into patience with others, and hopefully by the month's end we'll have loads and loads more patience than we started with. And that's all ultimately I can hope for, is that incrementally, little by little, over time, I'm getting better and better with myself, and then ultimately better and better with others, so that I can love myself better and love others better. And maybe ultimately, once I love myself better, my vibe will change and I'll attract a different tribe. Not that there's anything wrong with my tribe right now, but I do believe a lot of people do surround themselves with people that are toxic and maybe not healthy for them. So maybe this will change everything little by little, incrementally over time. So join me next week as I talk about patience with others. And by the month's end, we'll finish up patience and hopefully have more of it. And then we'll jump into love is kind, which I'm really excited about. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe and that little bell if you want to be reminded of my next video. And let me know, comment and let me know what you don't have enough patience for and with, and in what you'd like to have more patience towards. I hope that you liked this video and are learning along with me, because I'm certainly no expert, and I just wanted to deep dive into this so that I can love better, and I think the world needs that right now. So know that I'm sending you much love, and I hope you have a most marvelous day. Love you much. Mwah, mwah, mwah.